Hey guys, how you guys doing? I know since it's been a few days since I updated last time, so here I am. I'm actually with my dog. I don't know if you can see him. I'm trying to get the camera on him. There he goes. There he is. And so I'm just at a park near my house. Yeah. So I want to give you guys a little update on since last time what happened. And also, sorry, I might be talking a little weird, because I got fitted with this temporary mouthpiece. So I'm supposed to wear it. The only time I'm not supposed to wear it is when I don't want my dog to run off to these people over here. I can't actually. It's hard to do this when you can't aim your camera, like, cause it's like, never mind. But yeah, I'm only supposed to wear it. I'm only supposed to take it off when I'm eating, and that's been difficult. So yeah, so I'm only wearing it when I'm sleeping, and I actually forgot to wear it yesterday. So boo. Anyways, so I wanted to give you guys an update. As you can see, my dystonia has gotten actually a lot worse. I think it kind of have a mind of its own every day. I'm definitely fearful because, and I know a lot of it is because of what I tell myself. Because, I would see people on YouTube, how they look, what's happening to their body. And when I feel something similar, for example, my neck starts to twist this way, obviously, and I could correct it. It's not that bad yet. And on the left side of my body tends to turn to the right now, so my neck and my body is going opposite directions, and I feel the tension constantly in my body, and it's not comfortable or anything, but it's not as bad as what I see how other people are sort of stuck in that motion. So it's a lot of fear of, am I gonna get there? Hey, Cody, stop running away. Hold on. Gotta chase my. Hey, stop. Nope. Come here. No. Can't go in there. That's. Okay. So, yeah. And it's really weird because I know I am dealing with a few different things at the same time. I'm dealing with derealization, which is actually one of my hardest things. I had it for a few years now. Neurofeedback definitely helped it a lot, where I have a lot of moments where I am clear now, for example, and it's really weird though. I'll show you guys what happens. It's almost like, so whenever I see things clearly, because I feel like a lot of times my body is in this state where it's not feeling anything, which is the derealization state. And consequently, not consequently, but in a weird way, my dystonia is actually a lot better when I'm in that state. So it's almost like I'm trained to be in that state, to not feel anything, or my body wants me to be, but at the same time I'm like, no, I want to feel, I want to see, I want to be here. And when I do that, my dystonia just goes bonkers. So let me show you. And also, like I said in the past, if I'm looking at the camera or talking, my dystonia is better. It's almost like a part of my brain is shut off when I'm talking or looking at myself. But I'll look away and I'll just try to get in the state, like I said, of being here, and you can see kind of what's happening with my dystonia. But so yeah, just like a lot of more it's almost like, hey Cody, it's almost like my body's fighting me. It's like, no, I don't want you to feel. It's too painful. And like I said, it was explained to me that people that went through trauma could have things, are more prone to derealization and things like that, which I'm working on with neurofeedback, and hopefully, as time goes on, it'll get better. I started neurofeedback, I think, back in August, and it's only been about 6 months, and I see a dramatic change. It's just really frustrating that, like I said, when I am feeling things, my dystonia actually gets worse. It's more painful. I'm constantly moving. I couldn't stop. It's hard to concentrate. So it's frustrating. But I have hope. So yeah. And I know last time I talked about, you know, that I talked about writing a letter to my parents. It was at a really dark time. It was another, you know, it was one of those days that I had to find the reasons to stay alive, which happens a lot lately. And I tell people, you know, openly about it, because I never really experienced thoughts of suicide or anything like that in the past, and not until I have this chronic illness. I mean, and when I had anxiety, yes, there's nights I thought about it, but very, very, very rarely. I think mainly because I knew my anxiety would get better. I always had hope, where with the chronic illness, I didn't know if I could get better. Vice versa, I actually feel like with time, it might get worse. So that just scared the crap out of me. And, you know, the thoughts of living like this was scary. And so yeah, I definitely go through different emotions very, very often, every few days. So, you know, I think it was Saturday, yeah. On Saturday, it was just not pretty. And my my best friend I know he said he was hanging out with his girlfriend, and so I didn't want to bother him. You know, I didn't want to take him away from his life just because, you know, I need a lot more help. So I didn't call him. I just had to deal with it, and it was, you know, it was not easy. So what did I do? So and I knew that at some point I had to tell my parents, my family have to accept what is going on. And so I wrote him a letter that day, but I never gave it to him because, you know, I was just filled with fear, so scared what they think gonna think. You know, am I just being too much dramatic? Cody, come on. Check out my dog. I can't tell if my camera's aiming at him. Oh, there he is. It's really hard to do this front view camera, but hey, baby. Yeah, so it's just so much fear, so much fear. And yesterday, I had dinner with them, and so I left a letter on the table when I left. I didn't say anything, and I was just so scared of them seeing it. And then later on, a few hours later, I think, you know, I got a text from my dad, and I was like, I was crying. I couldn't get myself to look at the text. I didn't know what he was going to tell me. And eventually I had to tell myself, you know, face your fears. You got to get over it. You learned this from having anxiety. This is nothing new, you know. And I'm so glad in a way that I had anxiety, and I still do. Don't get me wrong, my anxiety is still bad. It's just a lot more manageable. I'm not on medicine anymore, so thank God. And yeah, and so it's a skill I learned through anxiety. I mean, and you know, I start to realize that skill applies to everything in life. Accepting, just having the courage, just facing your fears can get you a very long way. Acceptance and fear, facing your fear, and compassion for yourself. Yeah. So I read I opened the text, and he pretty much said, and sorry, I get emotional when I talk about my parents because we didn't have a very smooth past when I was little. That's a story. If you guys are interested, I can tell you guys. Just let me know. But, you know, emotion is not something we expressed. And so my dad said, we read your letter, and he said, I'm sorry. And for them to apologize to me was something that, you know, I don't know, it was just touching for me. He said, I'm sorry, we didn't understand what you were going through, but just know that your entire family's behind you to support you. And he said, you're a very strong girl. Hang in there. And yeah, I didn't know what to say. I still don't know what to say. So, partially I'm actually scared to see them because I don't want to face these emotions. Like I said, kind of an emotional mess right now just because all the things I'm going through. Like this morning I was washing my face while crying. So I was wiping the water from my face along with my tears. It was just a mix of craziness, and but I know that all this is gonna pass. I know that it will get better, even if my condition gets worse, because I will get mentally stronger over time. And you know, sometimes I like to compare myself, and very often in so many things, and I'll look at other people and say, wow, you know, they have dystonia, and they look, I mean, first of all, I never met someone with dystonia in real life, and apparently I was told it's the number 3 movement disorder neurologically, so it's supposed to be pretty common. And where are all these people that have it? Are they just hiding? What is going on? I have met like maybe 3 people in my life that had tics, and that's after I start having them, I start to notice more. But yeah, not dystonia ever. So yeah, I forgot what I was getting with this. But yeah, and I compare myself sometimes and say, wow, how can these people be so positive? And when their conditions are worse than me, or you know, or I was pity myself and say, wow, my condition is way worse than them because, you know, I have these tensions in my head. When I try to be here and engage, that's when my tensions get worse. Nobody has it like I do. My problem is so unique. And either way, I compare. But, you know, I realized that I only started having this for about a year. And I'm not doing too shabby for, hey, Cody, where are you going? For, you know, these people have been dealing with them for 5-10 years, their whole life. I don't know. God knows. So, hey. My dog is, let me see if I can flip this camera. Hey, shut up, Cody. Let's go. Cody, stop. Good boy, good stuff. Okay, let's go. So, and yeah, so we're gonna leave this park. Okay. And you know, I'm comparing myself. I mean, I think I'm dealing fairly well. I mean, although I cry every day, just because like I said, I'm still mourning the things. I still feel so much shame and sorry for myself of the things I lost, you know, the things that I could have had, the life I could have been living. And then look at people around me who are getting married, who are having kids, and I'm having such a hard time, you know, with relationship because of all the things I'm going through, and people just don't really understand. It's hard, you know, and but I had to remind myself that for being diagnosed with this for about only a year, I'm not doing too bad. You know, I didn't give myself enough credit for things I did, not dropping out of school, still going to the gym, still doing everything as best as I can, where I could have just stopped trying, you know, and gave into this. And so in that sense, I think, I don't know, I should just give myself more credit. And also, like I said, I wanted to document this whole process. I wanted to keep this as transparent, as vulnerable as I can, because one, it's almost like a journal to me at this point. I can look back and I can see the things I went through in this journey. Maybe 5 years down the line, you know, this is something I can reflect on. But also, I want people to know, I mean, I think often enough we don't talk about the little things in life that are affected by chronic illness or mental illness and things like that. You know, even everyday task, how it affects our relationships with people, how it affects just everything's affected. You know, with parents, with things like that happens in real life, but nobody really talks about. So I want to shed some light on these kind of topics. So yeah, but I'll keep you guys posted. Another thing I want you guys to know is after Sunday, I felt much better. Of course, you know, it's still hard. Like today, I didn't want to get out of bed. Yesterday, actually, every morning is very difficult because, you know, you're constantly reminded of the pain the moment you open your eyes, and that makes you just don't want to wake up. And unfortunately that's what's happening. But you know, you deal with it. You get up eventually. So yeah. So I'll keep you guys posted. Well, I didn't finish what I was saying. So what I was saying is that you can see my everyday is fluctuating. There's days that I feel like I should just die, you know, as simple as that. I can't find a will to live. I don't see the reason to live. And I don't see how anything's gonna get better. But those will pass. Those are just how I feel at that moment. I want you guys to know that, or to see that, you know, that we all go through these emotions. And you know, I feel much better right now. It doesn't mean that I'll feel better tomorrow. It doesn't mean that next minute I'm gonna feel this way or whatsoever. But the whole point is that nothing is permanent. So yeah, so again, you know, I will keep you guys posted. And yeah, talk to you soon. Bye.